How's it going? Welcome to the AP. I hope you guys are well, and I thank you again for tuning in, for watching. This is going to be a preview game of a back-to-back in Adelaide. Fremantle this time here taking on Port Adelaide, and give you guys my thoughts on it. Before we get into it, DJ, hit that intro. Alright guys, hope you all. Thank you again for tuning in. So we'll get straight into it. Right, Fremantle, Saturday night lights, right, against Port Adelaide in a game that I think is going to have a lot of us watching in anticipation. Obviously, Freo losing to Carlton and Port absolutely demoralising the Essendon Bombers there. Fremantle come into this game here with a healthy squad, minus a few injuries there to Michael Frederick, but I mean, Sean Darcy gets back in. Heath Chapman, maybe, right? I know he played in Peel over the weekend there, along with O'Driscoll. So we'll have to wait and see what's happening there. But nonetheless, we do have some players who are going to be available. Now, I want to touch on Sean Darcy. Obviously, Sean Darcy will be coming in if he does play. I'm going to assume he'll be taking that ruck role. What does that mean for Luke Jackson? Does that mean Luke Jackson's going to be playing the ruck and roll, if you will, off Darcy? Does that mean he'll be more forward? Those are the questions I'm sort of having there, right, before I touch on Port Adelaide. Another one as well is what's happening to Tabs? What's happening to Tabner? Right, Tabner. Is he actually affecting Jai Amos? Is he actually counterproductive to Jai Amos? And that's why Jai Amos has had some quiet games since, ironically, Tabs has been back on. Right? Those are some of the questions that I'm asking. And I think we will get the answers sooner or later. Anyway, those are things there with Matt Tabner. Anyway, on to Port Adelaide. Obviously, they've had a strong run thus far. I think they're a team that can steadily build into a top 4 contender. They're not quite there just yet, but I mean, they're not off the mark, if that makes sense, right? Obviously, that win they had there over Essendon was actually quite good, quite convincing, and a way to make a statement, right, to show who you are, to prove who you are. Now, Port, in my opinion, have a very, very good backline. They've got no issue transitioning from mid to forward line. I think they do that quite well. In my opinion, probably one of the smoothest teams to do it this year that I've seen anyway. Obviously, Rosie, right, off to Dixon, etc. in their forward line there. So again, just name your players if you will. I think for mine, this team here has, they continue to improve despite obviously a lot of the stuff that we think about Port. I think they're a team on this year anyway that might be quite achievers. You know, they might not get the headlines, they might not get the main event, the main title, if you will, frontline news, but they are going to be quietly achieving. I think that's what they're doing. But anyway, low key, their backline, it's tough. You got Alia there, right? Ratu Correa, and I think he has been good. Those two have been so good together. You know, and I think another thing as well, I don't mind about Port too, is Connor Rosie. He is a, what do you call it, guys? Connor Rosie is a good player. He's arguably one of the best players going around right now. He is a bona fide superstar, and he's their captain. And I think he is a big guy to watch out for, in my opinion. Right, but again, just going back to it quickly, their backline is good. Lockie Jones, Dan Houston, Farrell, Elia, Zirk Thatcher, Ratu Correa. Oh goodness, you know. And then obviously followed there by their forwards, there the likes of Rioli, right, Marshall, you know, Burn Jones. Anyway, you know, you get what I mean. They're so strong in their midfields, man. Bogue, Drew, Bergman. Look, this is going to be a tough task. It is. But look, enough of Port, but I think I've sort of peppered him a little bit. And obviously, Finlayson, apologies, it won't be playing due to slurs of some sort that I just won't be repeating on this channel here. But anyway, point is, he's out for 3 weeks, so we don't have to worry about him. Now, as for Fremantle, I touched on Darcy, I touched on Tabner. Now, obviously, the back line, what's going to happen if Heath Chapman is healthy? What's going to happen if Freddie's out? Could we see Brody coming back in? Could we see who else? Warner coming back again, possibilities we don't know, but again, those are the sort of optics that we're looking at now. As for Fremantle, I think the game against Carlton, as I touched on previously, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch my review of that game. It was probably the best game I've ever seen Freo play in quite some time. It was magical. We like to play slow, grinding footy. Oh well, so be it. You know, it might be a bit of a bore to watch, but at the same time, it gets the job done. It's ugly, it's gritty, and so be it, right? But again, compliments to the team. Fremantle, in my opinion, need to do well off the hit-outs, particularly from Sean Darcy. Sean Darcy against Soldo, that's a main event match, okay? Now, granted, Darcy will be back from injury, etc., but you understand what's at stake here, right? Big things at stake. Now, we need to also get our forward line. Oh, Jai Amos has been a little bit quiet for my liking, and obviously when we're versing their backs there, they're going to be looking at that and obviously trying to make Amos's life hell, if you will. So Jai just needs to get on that thing, and he just needs to. I want to see more from him. I feel like the last couple of games, despite him maybe scoring the odd goal here and there, he hasn't done enough for me, you know, to actually warrant too much praise, which sucks because obviously he's our future and all that stuff. But I want to see more. So I need to see more from Amos there, 100%, right? And in the midfield as well, I think that's beautiful. Praise and love, you know, it's in the Fife, Sarong, Brayshaw, Young, Suara, right? Jeremy Sharp. Oh, beautiful to see. But we need our forwards to convert. You know, that was a problem there against Carlton. We just didn't convert in crucial moments there, and no point doing all that beautiful work just to get nothing, just get it behind us. It's infuriating. Okay, so we need to do better there. 12 backline. Pearce, right? Ryan, Clark, Draper, right? Those guys there I have utmost faith in. I don't think that they'll be too rattled with the Port forward line. I granted it is a good forward line. I'll probably be more open to saying that Port have a better backline than they do a forward line just. Their midfield, I think, is the best going. But other two there, I'll probably rate the backline just edges out the forward line. And in footy, we all know defense is so important. We love the glitz and the glamour of the goals, but defense, the ugly stuff, that's where you win your games. And I really think for mine, you know, going into our backline, I think we'll be okay. Right? We will be okay against the likes of, you know, Marshall, Dixon, Burn-Jones, and whoever else they may have as well this week. But you get my point. I'm confident. But yes. Anyway, it is a back-to-back game, and I understand that a lot's been said since that Carlton game, and I'm just done with it. It's over. It's under the bridge now. Let's move on. Pearce, you know, everyone is a collective, I'm sure, wants to leave Adelaide with at least 4 points, and I'm sure we can. This game here will be a tough physical game. It is going to be all in the midfield, I think. I almost feel like I'm confident enough in our defense. You know, I just need our forward line just to, you know, they need to gear up. They need to level up a gear or two. As for the midfield, I'm deeply confident. In saying that, though, you know, anything can happen. Nonetheless, I'm backing Freo to win. I'm backing us to win by a decent margin. I know I shouldn't say that, but I am. I think that loss against Carlton is going to, you know, we want to take some momentum with us, and I feel this is the way to do it. So I want to step us to win this game here by at least, I reckon, 4 goals. Look for Amos to have a big game, I think, and Darcy and Jackson are going to remind us why we paid for those two there. And I'm looking forward to seeing whoever it is that replaces who, whether it be Chapman, Warner, whoever. I don't mind. I'm just looking forward to seeing the boys play, and obviously the next man up. I have tickets to the game. I won't be going live. I wanted to, but it's all right. I live 3 hours away. Not gonna do it. Not today. Anyway, I still plan on traveling in the state to watch Freo play. But anyway, give your thoughts on the game. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Up the Dockers and don't argue.